KSM Show.
I want all of you to watch KSM Show. Now, you've got to learn a lot from what KSM brings to the table. It starts from entertainment level, gets into business level, and gets into politics. You'll find yourself in one or two of those areas. So guys, get ready and watch KSM every Friday.
Dr. Amoah!
Yes, my brother.
Welcome to the show, man.
You the man, you the man.
No, you the man.
You are the man, man. Thanks for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to see you and to be here.
Yeah, yes. It's always good to have you here.
Yes, thank you.
I've had you here before. You made such an impact, man.
Yes.
Your story, your growth from childhood. Oh, wait, now you're Shushan boy. You see how I shine my
the two days I really reminisce.
Really? Where were you? KJTia? Where were you?
KJTia, yes. KJTia, Kumasi. Get up in the morning, get your shoes ready, your polishes, your brushes, your cloth, and you've already mapped out your route, you know, where you're going. It was fun. Yeah.
Now they don't have the polish; they have this shiny thing.
Yeah.
How do you compare the two?
No, where the shoe has to be cleaned and shined properly. Okay. Before you can use that shiny thing.
Oh, okay. You know? So even before you use the shiny thing, must be cleaned properly.
You need that paint to be on there.
Okay, okay. CitizenKofi, Anyway, today we just going to hang out and chat, you know. And because I've been following you on Twitter, and I see that you and the youth have been writing to you on Twitter. So I'm like, wow, this man seems to be wanting to reach the youth, trying to help them as much as possible. Am I right? Is that?
Yeah, you are. You know, I mean, just like you are always trying to find a way of how you can help. You know, and when I turned 70 years old, I started doing some introspection as to life has been good to you, you've been blessed and all of that. But I go back and I remember when we were young, and the leadership there at the time, Kwame Nkrumah and them, telling us you are the future leaders of this country, the sacrifice they made and all of that. And I asked myself, did you really and your colleagues get a chance to be impactful, you know, to your society and to the youth? So I asked myself, what can I do now? You know, I don't regret it, bringing Western Union. Billions of dollars have come into Africa, forming a bank, savings and loans, employing people. I've had a chance to serve the nation in football, also to advise the President Kufuor, an advisor to Bawumia, to Akufo-Addo. I had a chance to interact with President Mahama when he was president. So I think on those areas I've had a chance to deliver something to the nation, but is that all one can do? And I'm very passionate to the youth of Ghana and Africa, because I think that if we lose them, if we use the youth of our nation and our continent, then we've lost our future. You know, so I decided that.
Sorry to cut you in.
Yes.
If we lose the youth,
yes,
which means what? How do we lose? What point do we get to them and say we have lost the youth?
Well, I mean, if their focus and their determination and their connection to their country and to their continent is not solid enough. You and I have been witnessing African youth crossing the Sahara to leave the continent. That means they've lost hope. They don't see any future for them. And I think that for me, the marker that was set for us, that we are going to do everything we can to support you. You are going to be the future leaders of this country. And we believe that literally. And the way they pampered us, they gave us good teachers who were well paid, who were focused, you know, who were excited to teach. We had books, the libraries were full of books. We had pocket money. We had, you know.
We had libraries.
Thank you. I mean, I say that we were the groomed generation to come and take over the baton and move on. So the youth is always significant to any nation's survivor and for your future.
Do you think, and I like how you put it, that we were groomed to take over the baton?
Yes.
Do you think that when we took over the baton, we lost the plot? What baton are we handing over to them?
Brother KSM, in our case, we never got the baton.
We never got it.
We never got the baton. I remember when my mother told me not to come back to Ghana. There was a revolution going on.
Yeah.
My classmates from Taiwan, from Korea, from Singapore. See, Ghana was going through something that other nations were going through. All the former colonial countries now had their freedom. So they are now trying to create a better future for themselves. So they took some of their young people to go to America, to Britain, to study. And these governments were in touch with their people. As soon as they finished, they came and got them. In our case, nobody came to get us. We were lost. You see what I'm saying? And therefore, the dream of investing in some of your people to go to the international circle of knowledge sharing and knowledge creation, for them to come back and share this knowledge with the people to move forward. We, in our case, the umbilical cord was cut off. And so we never really got a chance. A lot of my classmates who were given scholarships to go and stay in America, Australia, UK, never came back home. They are still there. You know, the brain drain type of thing we're talking about. And therefore, for me, I think whatever I can do to inspire the youth, to counsel them, to not them to lose hope, that is what I am doing now. And that's why I'm on Twitter and I'm engaging with them. They are engaging with me, and it's exciting. And I think people like you who also have a platform, and you're bringing people who are young people who are doing something on their own, as rickety as it may be, they are showing their creativity, their innovativeness, and this is how you motivate a nation to move forward. That's
At this point, let me ask you for your handle so we can scroll it for.
Yes, I am at Amoah_citizen.
At Amoah_citizen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can get in touch with him.
Yeah.
He cannot respond right now because he's busy on air, but he'll get back to you.
We'll get in touch and let's have a discussion, and whatever problems you're facing, if I can help you, I will do that.
Okay. And the Twitter is on the handle is on your screen right now. Coming back to the youth, keeping them focused and giving them a sense of direction. How tedious of a job is that? I mean, what's that true? We say, I quite a Jumon home. Which means you have to start from scratch to cry.
Well, I don't think it's that difficult. I think every human being, regardless of whatever station in life they are, have a certain ambition in them, a certain inkling, a certain desire to become somebody, you know. And sometimes all that it needs is to trigger that and spike it and motivate them, you know, and to help them to think through properly what it is that they want to do, and to get that system that will get them there better. But the challenges are there, you know. So for us, I think we say that education must come in. It's important. But I think for me, know-how, the new lingo in development economics is know-how. What do your people know to do? The know-how. Do they know how to plant a corn? Can they plant okra? Can they harvest cocoa? Can they dry the cocoa? Can they take wood and make furniture out of it and polish it? What is it that they know how to do that you can assist them to perfect it? If it is some machinery that they need, some instruments that they need, you know, obviously education has to be a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, my thinking is that, yes, we need to educate our people, but I don't subscribe to the notion that we have to stop everything to educate everybody before we can start going. Use the people the way they are. Build wealth. Deploy some of the wealth into superior education, good technology, pay the teachers well, motivate them, and I think you'll be on your way.
Okay, cool. Let me ask you this, that boggles my mind, you know. As much as we talk about the youth and where they are and everything, I also think that these youth have had some amazing opportunities you and I didn't have. You know, I mean, I used to be on I think the program is called LEC program, LEC, and then there was Springboard, and every summer, every time we're on the road, traveling to schools,
motivating them,
to motivate them.
Yes.
You know, so this was there. I was never motivated when I was back in my school. Some speaker has come and motivate. Nothing happened. But the youth have had this opportunity. Then there's their own technology, YouTube. What is it you want to learn that you can't go and click on YouTube to get? So if you look at all the opportunities that they are having that we never had, what do you think is missing? Why does it seem that they are still not getting it?
That's a good point you're making. But I think, you see, there are people who, regardless of the difficulties that they are facing, their makeup is such that they will find a way to go through it.
Yeah.
But majority of people need to be led, need to be assisted. There has to be a program that will absorb them into it, and that initiative will grab them and make something out of them. You know, I think for the youth of Ghana and Africa, there has to be numerous programs that fit into the different interests of each of these youth that will propel them. You know, on their own, yes, you think you are different. I may be different. My brother here may be different. On his own, the motivation will trigger something and he will go on and become somebody. But for most people, there has to be a channel that will absorb them to make them work. You know, so I think this is a bit of the missing link here. You know, because you and I can say that, okay, when you look at all these young people standing in the sun in the rain at the traffic lights to sell all these things, it starts with somebody who moved from a village, came to Accra, selling this, then the cousin comes, and because the cousin came, they are also doing the same thing, and the same thing, because then there's a system that absorbs them into that. As useless as I think it is attracting a lot of them, because when they come, they know exactly what they can do. Now, why don't we channel that adventurism in our young people, the enthusiasm of our young people in the villages to want to become somebody? Why don't we channel that energy into something more useful to themselves and to the society, instead of leaving them on their own to wander in the sun and in the rain? And this is something that I'm very, very, very passionate about. I think we are letting the youth of Ghana down by not having a system, a program that these young people who are all migrating from the hinterlands of the country to the cities and the towns, sitting in the sun, doing useless things, that is not a good way to motivate and to give them direction. And I think
so we should channel those energies
to something useful.
Yeah, because when I look at them, you know, as they are selling by the street, I just see that in as much as they look like there's nothing, there's some acumen.
Of course.
Man, you'll be buying something, it has a change, and say, oh, you go.
Yeah.
They've calculated the traffic light. When it stops,
they know where they are. Exactly.
Exactly. Light not changing.
Exactly.
And they'll catch up with you.
Exactly.
All of that is timing.
There are some Bill Gates in there. I told you, I used to be in the street. And you see, as rudimentary as it may be, they have to get up to go and get some inventory from somebody. You know what I'm saying? And they have to make an accounting of what it is that they got from them. So there are tidbits of business in there, okay, that they are learning. You know, to the eyeball with you, the customer, the calculation you're talking about and all of that. To get up in the morning and get themselves ready to come to the street, you know. So that in itself, they are learning something. But is that enough to build a nation? Is that enough for them to make a good living?
No.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So the human instinct, intrinsic energy of the human being is there to do something.
Into that.
Yes. And this is where society comes in to direct that properly. Society directs the inner energies of individuals directly and point them in the right direction so that they will become more useful to themselves and useful to the society.
Great. Let me ask a question, you personally. You are a Shushan boy.
Yes.
Sometimes, and I could be wrong, but I tell the youth that some of the things that in the past we used to do to become what we are today, looks like, unless I'm wrong, it looks like times have changed. How easy is it now Or what are the challenges now for some boy who is now a Shushan boy at Kantamanto to rise to become a Kofi Amoah? I don't know what opportunities existed for you and what exists for them now. But comparing them, do you think you at least had a path that you could use? And for those who are doing that now, it's more difficult?
It's a good question. Yes. I mean, and I think that for an individual to rise on their own bootstraps without the right environment of society, without the right policy sets of the governance of that society, it becomes difficult.
Yeah.
Yes, I was a Shushan boy, but I was also a brilliant student. Yes, I was a Shushan boy, I was an okra farmer, but there was also an education policy, cocoa marketing board scholarship, okay? That was also there for me. So that as I was learning the Shushan and all of that, this is also there.
Yeah.
And I was telling you that we were the groom generation. You know, the students had pocket money, libraries were there, the teachers were well paid and motivated, and all of that. And I tell this story. My generation that went to America, when we got there, the American professors were mesmerized. Where did these guys come from?
Wow.
Sharp, educated, we had mannerisms, you know, study habits were perfect, and all of that. So you see, the discipline that parents give to their children is important. The discipline that students learn in school is important. And then the discipline that the society itself also enforces. And the policy sets through which these individual young people can also find a channel to become somebody is critical. So the youth policy of the nation must come in to be a support. It's not everybody that's going to benefit from that, because some people are lazy, some people don't want to work, and all of that. But for those, you know, a lot of times somebody who gets up to go and be a Shushan boy, there's something in them. They are not lazy. There's there. So if another opportunity comes, that Shushan thing is just a beginning. It builds on to the next ladder, the next ladder, the next ladder, and it becomes somebody just like you. You become a KSM in Ghana and have influence and have a platform and have people to come and discuss things that changes the mentality of people and help somebody. It's not easy. You've gone through a whole lot to get to where you are sitting, and so have I. And this is why we need to do what we can to help impact others, to help them, so that so they don't give up, because there's a lot of pain and anguish out there in the youth. A lot of that. I don't know. I see
the tweets there, the messages they've been sending you.
Yes.
So you know that they have. There's a need there, but you know that they have the will, and the desire
to do something.
And
this is even the ones who know what a Tota is. And what about those in the streets?
Yeah.
Okay? Those in the, sometimes I stop and talk to them. You will cry. Those in the streets who don't have a Twitter angle, who don't have any other thing, who are just, you know, angling around. And I think that during this, I don't want to get political, during this election cycle, I think our media people must help us for the leaders who want to continue to lead us and the new ones and all of that, to begin to take some of these issues seriously and have a policy, because the youth of Ghana cannot be overlooked, you know. And leaving the hinterlands to come to the cities, what does that mean? The resources of the nation, are they in the cities or they are in the hinterlands? The fertile land, the sunshine, the opportunity to transform our economics through agriculture and all of where is that opportunity? The lands are not in Accra, the lands are not in Kumasi, and the people who should be tilling the land,
they are leaving
to come here. So what happens to that? You know. So I don't know if this is the time for us to get into it. One of my anguish is that job creation must be paramount in the minds of every Ghanaian and in the minds of every Ghanaian leader. Because if you look at life, you look at America, you look at Britain, you look at Canada, anyway, the basic fundamental element of that society is the linkage of individuals to jobs. It is through the jobs that they get a house. It is through the jobs that they can borrow to buy a car. It is through the jobs that they can educate their children. If they lose their jobs, there's chaos. When this pandemic arose, my brother, you understand what happened. 35 to 40 million Americans lost their jobs.
Yeah.
Everything stopped. The Senate, the House, they stopped. They started beating. What do? They realized that their society was about to come to an end without the jobs. People get up, nowhere to go? No. And they quickly came up with policies. Okay, people don't have their job. Let's send them checks for now and all of that. The jobs are coming back now. And therefore, I think as a society, we need to begin to understand that there are certain fundamental things that are critical. For
Let me hold it right there. Folks, keep that in your mind. Though. There are 7 fundamental things that are critical. But at this point, it's quite critical to take a short break. Yes. When we come back, the citizen is in the house. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KSM show.
As they say in Fi, Aji Bebia, Man Wine, Aji Bebia, has become one of the most requested wines for dinners, gatherings, and everything. So if you're having one, a dinner, a gathering, anything, please, the name to go with is Man Wine.
Etiefo, se wope wine and sata, me pacho pi, shishe Man Family Wine. I'm rantie miensa wo mu free Stellenbosch, South Africa ye ne kwine. Red wine awudoni bi ene Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot ena Syrah. White wine nso ebi ne Chardonnay ene Chanel Blanc. Wo pese wo enjoy wine ya, me pacho pi. White wine no serve ice cold and a red wine nso maninya cool kakra. Wo pache de bi dia mo pani bia. Man Family Wine. Who ye party and a yen swa and rain free Man Family Wine. Artist option was Spintex Road in Krankwa and a sole distributor ewo Ghana at to phone for 020-811-0618 059-261-1618 and now 020-816-1601. Man Family Wine or Bia ye nom ninyansemu one ton many pa winning fear do watching and sesa pen for num be FDA ashisha sa ejedi nkrato imagine to mu say eye.
Okay, the management of Cactus Creek would like to thank all of you for your massive patronage of the Sunday lunch Efiebiani. So you're watching this on Friday. If you think of doing lunch on Sunday, the important thing though is call the number so that a reservation is made for you. And the number is 055-039-5007. Join us Sunday for Fieduani. This creek is 055-039-5007.